Hello, hello. So, got a little bit of story going on. Yeah. Says here, I see my greedy in-laws as misogynists. Huh? In-laws, man and woman, misogynist. Okay. I was a stockbroker in the 1980s and always kept my money separate from my husband's. Is such self-protection justified? I guess. Do you plan to, do you think your husband might divorce you and take your money or something? Okay. Dear Quentin, my husband and I work on building a good egalitarian relationship. What are you talking about? Marriage is egalitarian, literally. Like 50% of all assets belong to each other, regardless of how much work you two do in a marriage. It is already egalitarian by law. I'm starting to think this woman does not know the meaning of the word she used because I'm pretty sure she's not going to be able to. She didn't use misogynist correctly, and egalitarian, she's definitely not using it correctly. She doesn't know the meaning of the word she used at all. I've been married 41 years. You're old. I was in my mid 30s, and I have held assets in separate property and always filed separate tax returns. None of that sounds egalitarian at all. At all. Sounds very much like you're trying to keep all your money to yourself and just try make sure that nobody else gets access to it. It's not equal at all. We did not have a prenuptial agreement. That sounds like why you're scared. It sounds like while you get when you got married, you didn't have that much money. He probably was making more than you at the time when you got married, and then you started to make more money, and then you start getting concerned that if the marriage doesn't work out, he's going to take all that success away from you. And that kind of messed with your mind a lot, and you start to become very miserly. All right, I should have had one, although my financial firewalls are great. Okay. I believe in self-sufficiency. Do you know? Do you? Because it sounds like your husband was an insurance policy against failure. Because I'm pretty sure you wouldn't be saying any of that stuff if your occupation didn't work out and he was the one making a lot of money. If he was the one making a lot of money, you wouldn't have any problems divorcing him and taking half of his assets. You would no way embrace self sufficiency, financial independence. Then why'd you get married, anyways? Why'd you legally get married? If you believe in financial self sufficiency and financial independence, it sounds like all of your views changed the moment you found success. You found success, and then now you're like, oh, I think everyone should. It's a lot like I think that kind of belief is the main reason a lot of people don't like Republicans is because they gain wealth and money, and all of a sudden now they're like, oh, you should all pull yourself up by your bootstraps, and they don't believe in paying more taxes and all this stuff. Is like, yeah, you gain wealth, and now you're just like you're looking down on everybody else, and you're like, you don't work as hard as me. You, ma'am, have issues. And occasionally taking money out of the marital boxing ring. You were fine with it until you started making money. I was a stockbroker, age 26 to 50. So, okay, that makes sense, especially since you've been married 41 years. Yeah. In the beginning, you'd start as a stockbroker, you weren't making any money. You weren't making any. And then you found success. And my husband has a successful insurance agency, and he was your insurance. When we married, I had assets. Did you know? Did you? You were married 41 years and you just got into stockbroking and you had assets already? No, 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 no. He lied. Stocks and bonds and two small houses. You had houses. How did you get that? How did you afford those houses? As a stockbroker in the beginning, you had enough money for all that? Come on now. The houses merged into our family home. I titled the stocks as sole and separate property, unheard of in the 1980s, and I wasn't sure if it was legal. Yeah, that's not legal. The hell are you talking about? Did you forget that marriage was egalitarian? But it was enough to keep his lazy sister away. His lazy sister. Sounds like you're the misogynist. When I was young, when I was a young stockbroker in 1975, a man joined the firm from Omaha and convinced several of us to go to the Berkshire Hathaway annual general meeting. There were maybe 35 people there. Warren Buffett and Charlie Munger were young. I drank the Kool-Aid, value investing, pay with cash, and drive old cars. I honed long-term thinking, and it changed my life. And it made you into a person that held on to their money so goddamn tight. It sounds like you're not a very pleasant person to be around because it sounds like most of your value in yourself as a person comes from money. And I think without it, you would feel empty and you would probably fall into a depression. It sounds like to me you have an issue. Advice for today's kids: what are you giving people advice? You have issues. The biggest surprise when we got married was that my husband's family saw me as a paycheck. Well, you have a lot of money. I don't think they saw you as a paycheck. It's just that they had money issues and they know somebody who has a lot of money. What are you talking about? Just like anybody who's having an issue, they rely on family. And the main thing that you have that other family members didn't have is a lot of money, and you have it. So why wouldn't they go to you? Doesn't mean they see you as a paycheck. They see you as someone that can help them with money. You can just give them investing advice or something. Like you don't have to actually use your own money. What's wrong with you, lady? You made a lot of money being a stockbroker. Just help them. Help them get into the stock market a little bit. Let them use their own money as collateral and help them make money like you did. Like you could just use your mind to aid them without spending any of your money. What is wrong with you? It was a firm no from the start. Yeah, she's scared of losing money. Yeah, she's scared. She's definitely, especially as a stockbroker, she's scared. She's terrified. She has nightmares about going broke. But had I not said no, I'd be broke now. Yeah, that's your fear. That's your fear. There's no way they're asking for your entire bank account. Now I see my greedy in-laws as misogynists. How? They are very demanding and condescending to you as an individual? And you were just talking about the sister earlier? Oh, how are they misogynists? Like, would they hate you because you're a woman? It sounds like it sounds like you just have a bad relationship with them because they all come to you for money issues and you don't help them. Like, what the hell is wrong with you? At this point, we jointly own a home in Marin County. I also own a house and vineyard with our adult sons in the wine country. They make wine, and I'm up early reading the Wall Street Journal. Here's some advice to today's kids: get a second job, cut up your credit cards, and learn to stand on your own 2 feet. In other words, grow up. In other words, don't ask you for money. She's definitely a Republican. Like, not that I have anything against Republicans or anything like that. I'm an independent myself. I don't really care one way or the other. I think both sides are kind of annoying, but it's funny that they gain that kind of mentality because after they get success. My husband is more of a spender. He loves Costco and me. Okay. And I guarantee he's spending his own money because you're not gonna give him any access to your money. Not so much. Me not so much. I'll save for travel, long-term stuff. Yeah, you're scared of losing money. For me, the work of marriage is building a supportive or cooperative relationship. It's much harder than it sounds, especially with kids. How can we work these differences out and not just have one person concede? What do you think of our approach? Ma'am, it sounds like you're a problem, and your husband is just lucky that you have the wealth, because because otherwise your relationship wouldn't work. If you were the one that was broke and you were constantly begging for money, a relationship wouldn't work. The fact that you have money and he works on his own and he doesn't need you for financial aid is the only reason a relationship work. Otherwise, your very skewed psychology would not be easy to get along with. Anyways, until next time.